a show by Lauderdale, Jones, Scott, and Smith. Winston, Leak, you better act right. Don't drive slow and be wild at night. 'Cause you need to know that if you do, that Scotty Ray is watching you. He's everywhere, he's everywhere. That man is faster than a scalded cat. If you do something dumb, then you better run with haste. Scotty Ray's at a wreck before it ever takes place.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. 52 as we begin our day. If you were watching our weather forecast just a moment ago, 72 today, Odie, but gusty. It's going to be bad for hair and things of that nature. Great for a clothesline if you're drying your stuff.
You and Greg don't have that problem, do you?
No, that comb over doesn't work for us anymore. We've all seen the comb over, even Trump, when it gets messed up.
Straight up. I need to put my old hat back on, I reckon. Yeah, this wind is tough.
It's ball cap weather.
That it is. And I don't know why I didn't get it out of the truck.
It's one of those things. But, and I'm being honest on this, there's been a couple of times I've been seen with a cowboy. I don't know when I don't have it. I wear it so much, I think I have it on. You can't feel it after a while. You just assume that it's there.
And people do a triple take when you put your ball cap on. They're like, "That's wait a minute, that is him."
I do look weird without it.
Nobody recognizes.
Like that nice lady told me, "You sure are ugly without your cowboy hat." I wouldn't leave home without it. If you can't laugh about yourself, folks, there's just nothing you can't do in this world.
A small wig and some Just for Men, and you could hide.
I've seen those commercials. Good morning, Janice. So good to see you joining us. Miss Robin is there. Gilbert, Gaddis, how the world are you doing? Gilbert hadn't seen you in a long time. Yeah. Bunny Tisdale joining us from Ponte Hills. Spent a lot of times up there when I was in high school, working at Taylor's Pack-a-Sack. Got a new name now. I think it's Randy's now. But, boy, I spent a lot of time up there with Miss Nail after high school. She taught me a lot about counting money and doing this, that, and the other. What a great lady.
That's back when you had to count it back.
Yeah, you had to count to your next quarter.
That's right.
And, man, I'm telling you.
252, be 53, 54, 55, 60. Yeah. No, don't do that no more.
But, seriously, there's a lot of deer in the headlights look when you give $21.60. Yeah. What are you talking about? Well, yeah. And I was, where was that? Tractor Supply. And I guess they have to write down, like I had, I went in and bought something that was $21.09 or 10 cents, something like that, and I handed them 22, and then I realized I had a dime, and they'd already put it in, and I gave him the dime, and I thought, well, you can't count. He goes, no. He goes, we have to write down on the tape when we use money that isn't already set in there. Well, I don't know. I guess.
Well, I mean, the teal still comes out.
It does, but they wanted to make absolutely sure it didn't match exactly what the cash register said. But so many times you and I have been in a restaurant where it's that deer in the headlights. They have no clue what we're doing.
Diane, I got that wrote down already.
Woo!
I'm ahead of the game.
Interest rates are going to hold steady. They're not going to come down for the time being. They're a little under 30-year mortgage rate. They haven't changed. Trump was hoping they would, but they did not. Just in case you were looking at that.
They're going to let this go and let it roll a little bit, see how everything's going. I think the economy's going to get a little bit better. I think interest rates may drop just a hair. And I'm okay with that. Don't just rush in there. I mean, I'm kind of on both. It'd be nice to have a lower interest rate. You need to borrow some money and buy a house or something. But with the money we've put back, I'd like to see a little bit better return on it.
I get it.
Yeah.
As others are being deported, there was about 15 of them that thought, hey, what a great day to come to the United States. Didn't work out so well there. Just off the coast of San Diego, the U.S. Coast Guard stopped 21 people trying to, get into the U.S. of A.
Do they not get the news over there?
They may have set sail before it all happened.
Oh, man.
They've been sent yonder way is what we're talking about as we look at all of this.
Eric is joining us again all the way from Pennsylvania.
I always like Pennsylvania. Yeah. It's just cold there. In June, you got to wear, if you're cold-natured like me, and I sit around like this a lot, you really have to carry that jacket with you early in the morning.
I went to school there when I was in the Navy. and it was cold because I was there in January. But I was amazed because I went downtown and I looked up and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I just walked around down there just.
Now, they're known, Pennsylvania's
boy.
known for steel, isn't it? Don't they do a lot of steel there in Pennsylvania?
Steelers.
Yes, sir. Well, Charlie Daniels told you about that. Just lay your hand on a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I think you're finally going to understand. Butler, Alabama, joining us. Steve, good morning. Glad to have you well. Sandra is up and at it with us. Some of the big stories that we're going to be talking about this morning. A former Meridian police officer. We'll tell you all about that story and what happened yesterday. I was at the dentist office with a drill in my mouth, and my phone kept dinging. Foot chase, police chasing people. And I'll tell you all about that in just a moment.
You wasn't trying to spell anything with your lips and all.
I was trying to do fun. We'll tell you all about that next here with Scotty Ray Report.
Are you tired of your old car being a dud? Well, come into Kia Meridian, where we're giving up to $3,000 over KBB for your trade-in. We have interest rates as low as 0.9% and up to $3,000 in rebates. Come in at the Kia Meridian and drive off in a new car and a new you for the new year. Come see us.
Have you been wanting your own building, your own shed? Speak to our friends at Best Sadia Building, 601-728-1954. Now, they can custom build you a home from a barn dominium. Maybe it's a shed that you're needing or a simple place to park your car, a garage, a camp house. Maybe you need a place to park your tractor, your motorcycle, or even that lawnmower. They can custom design whatever it is you need. Quality work, trustworthy, Best Sadia Buildings. Speak with Drew, 601-728-1954. The tractors are rolling at Freeman Tractor on Highway 494. Drop in and see Keith, Cornbread, or Buttermilk. They've got a tractor that fits the need that you have. Whether it's a 26 horsepower, a 40, or bigger, plus they offer 0% financing for up to 96 months. Whether it's a part, a new tractor, 0% financing, or just simply a laugh. 601-626-8759, Highway 494 in Collinsville. That's Freeman Tractor. It always seems to happen that when you go somewhere and you can't get away, something is going to happen.
I told you to cut all phones and communication devices.
I'm going into the dentist office. And, well, wouldn't you know it? And I did make a mistake because I was getting several texts, and I'd done an assumption that it was Meridian Police Department. It was not. It was the East Mississippi Drug Task Force, and when they come to town, they mean business with this. As we go here, this would happen at 20th Street. Let's just pull this up. Now, there was a whole lot more police there. I just couldn't get out of the chair to get there. I knew it was happening.
Dog, you got to hurry.
As we watched on... That is called a genuine suck-up truck is what that's called.
Yeah, and they get a free ride.
Yes, sir, and they took that car away. And again, East Mississippi Drug Task Force kind of says it all as to why the traffic stop was going on. One person was taken into custody, and he drove off into the sunset in the back seat of a police car.
Did he ask for his... Well, you wasn't.
No, he didn't. I wasn't there in time there for that. But, and I mean that with all sincerity, just to that when you can't get away, nothing was happening. I thought, boy, I make this dentist appointment. Been meaning to get that tooth filled for 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Today seems like it'd be a good day.
And I met a bunch of nice ladies that were onlookers as I was standing there, and I wanted to say good morning to them. They were absolutely sweet. I just wanted to say hello. I have bumped into them several times across town. Just great folks, and wanted to say thank you for watching us.
Yeah.
And we do appreciate them so much there.
Definitely.
Now, let's see. Now, I had a question yesterday, and I don't even know, Odie, if I can put it into words. Let me get over here to this. There was a wreck yesterday by Outback, and the car flipped. And there's a lot of things when you go live that you factor in. What is being shown? What do I need to show? What do I not need to show? Because especially when there are children involved with this. One lane was open. I usually go live quickly if both lanes are shut down. Regardless, we're going to do that and then move it somewhere. But there was a child involved in this, and when I arrived on scene, I decided not to go live to record it because it was probably, guessing here, 12-month to a 24-month-old child.
In a car seat.
In a car seat. And police officers were taking turns holding the child, and as one had to do something else, they would hand it to another officer. And there was just no way to do video to show what was going on without showing the child. And I didn't feel like that was the right thing to do because somebody said, "Are you sick? What's wrong?" And that was not the case. It was just...
It was not the right time to push any of the video.
Now,
I didn't make it to that scene. I was stuck in the office, and I knew, look, when you got Meridian Fire Department on the scene, you don't need nothing else.
And we got the car flipped. Now, there were injuries. That's not really showing anything, but there's a couple people on the other side of that car that were waiting to be put into transport to the hospital. They had injuries that were not life-threatening, but again, with the child being there, we just held off on doing that. And that's why sometimes it's just an explanation of who and what I do.
And I think that was good. That was a good choice for not doing that.
But boy, that sure interrupted lunchtime.
Oh, I bet you. Right in front of Outback. Well, at least it wasn't in front of Chick-fil-A.
It was close. It was close. That would have been a major.
Oh man, what are you talking about?
We can't be shutting down Chick-fil-A, can we?
That's the fastest drive-through in America.
And Dodie is not kidding. It truly is. It is the standard worldwide. Well, in the United States,
it's the busiest drive-through. Maybe it was the busiest store in the United States, and they send him around to the other Chick-fil-A's going, teach these people how to do this. He is good at getting that developed.
I went for lunch. I ran into Greg, and then we found the biggest loafer in Meridian yesterday. Just absolutely not doing anything. I said, "When are you going back to work?" "Well, let me think about it."
He's not.
Steve Ratcliffe.
He ain't going to go back to work.
Was hanging out at the back porch. And Odie, I don't know, they call that sandwich, and they call that the Big Nasty.
The Big Nasty.
It had pimento cheese on it, and it had this sauce here that they've whooped up here, and then also some ham cheese. It was absolutely great. And if you haven't been to the restaurant inside the back porch, go by and try them today. They got a lot going on there. We were all eating and trying, and don't forget crawfish time is coming up. They were also getting those barrels.
That's a bowl right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But if you haven't tried the Back Porch Cafe, drop in today. They got a lot of food to serve there. We had a great time there yesterday afternoon. We'll always
a little bit of everything.
Like to eat. That's the main thing that we'd like to push out on that. Now, let's backtrack just a moment there and talk about a national story before we do some more local things, because, Odie, this is just, number one, it's sad of what's going on in America, but we had a plane crash last night.
Yeah, I tried to get on to the live event. It took me a little bit to get on to the live press conference while you were doing the 6:30 show, and it wasn't connecting real good, but I was able to listen to it. As of right now, they have actually got 30 bodies. 4 are with the figure skating. 2 of them are world champion figure skaters.
Now, I know there was a coach, the coach and his wife. I don't know if they're part of that yet, but
and maybe it was those 2 with their coach and his wife. But prayers for
figure
them.
Skating.
One of the guys got up, I figure, with the FAA, and he said the helicopter was on a regular patrol over the river. The airplane was coming at its regular flight path of coming in to land. For whatever reason, why they crashed, they don't know. They are looking into it. It was a clear night. They said that there was plenty of visibility. We watched a video from a dash cam, and you could see the helicopter with some heavy lights up under it.
That's the figure skating right there.
So
that's the coach, the wife, and the I would assume the two.
The two.
Yeah, that you're speaking of. Yeah, and that dash cam that you talked about, oh my heavens. It just...
It really is. Now, they have found both the fuselage from the helicopter and the cabin from the airplane. They'll be retrieving it today. They've got dive teams going in. But you got that's a real windy. It's the river is not a slow-moving river, so they're having to fight a lot of current and everything else.
And you tell me if you've seen it, because I called your friend Dr. Google, and I worked on this probably about 10, 15 minutes this morning. As we're hearing, there's somewhere 30 bodies plus pulled. I have not read the first line that says a survivor has been pulled. And normally there's some talk about somebody that made it off the plane that's giving information. I have not seen that. Have you?
We have not. And that one thing that did not come up. I did not get to the question and answer where that was asked, but you could tell at the impact that you saw on the video. I don't believe even if someone survived the explosion, they've still got the fall, the water. I mean, water's water, but if you land in it from a high dive or anything else, it's like concrete. You've got to have disturbed water for you to safely dive into it from a high dive. So it is solid like concrete if you were to fall from an airplane.
What we know at this point, there were 3 members on that military helicopter. There was 3 crew members.
An Army Black Hawk.
Then on the plane, there were 4 American Airlines employees, and the rest were 60 passengers.
Yeah.
Of what we know at this point. The plane would hold 70, so it was nearly maxed out. It was a full plane there. And you just don't hear this anymore, not in the United States at least. As I mentioned this morning, 2009 was our last air disaster to where a plane crashed. It was 50 people, and it was Buffalo, New York, back in 2009. We often hear about small aircraft that aren't trained like regular pilots. What went wrong here, we don't know. Who crossed whose path? Who didn't call in? Who didn't see it? The plane was landing. It had been in descent for 20 minutes.
And that's what the guy from, I guess it was the FAA, saying that as of now, both of them were on their regular routine, their regular traffic. But definitely to all the crews out there, to all the family members, to each person that was on these airplane and helicopter, our prayers go out to y'all. We hope that God can give comfort out there. Extremely cold water. This is something your dive team's not going to be able to stay in very long, for they've got to come back up, warm up, and another team go in. It's excruciating for your search teams.
Now, they're saying now that they've recovered 1 body from the helicopter, and all the rest have come from the plane. And what we just made comment about, Fox News, of course, live on the scene this morning, they're now rewording this from a rescue to recovery operation. So that tells us it's not likely that we're going to find. There's always hope. Don't get me wrong.
Exactly.
But it's heartbreaking, and I know that there are members. Y'all think about this. Could have been a family. You never know. We could find out there's somebody from Mississippi, somebody from Alabama that is close, because planes. It's a smaller world than you realize. And as always, we ask our audience, should that happen, if you know of someone on here, please let us know so we can get information along as this happens. It's still early, but you would be shocked just how close sometimes these things can hit home. Keep these families, as many of them, in your prayers. They're going to need it. We'll be back. We're going to talk about more local events, things that have gone on in our neighborhood. We'll tell you about that next. Scotty Ray Report. J&J Tire Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes, with the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
When it comes to enhancing your outdoor experience, you need a companion that can keep up. The Kubota RTV 850 Sidekick at Parrish is your ultimate utility vehicle for every adventure. From the deer camp, trail riding, or just working on the farm, the Sidekick delivers powerful performance and versatility. These units start at $15,499 cash and have a $2,000 rebate. Financing is available as low as $285 a month.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Patrick Allen Companies has a wide selection of garage doors that will fit your style, add value to your home, and add curb appeal to your neighborhood. Patrick Allen also has top-of-the-line, energy-efficient replacement windows that will make your home look great while saving you money. We're family-owned and operated, and we take pride in our work. 5305 Highway 145 South in Meridian.
For all your garage doors and replacement windows,
call Patrick Allen Companies. Safety, service, satisfaction.
Welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie 52 this morning. Let's go to radar moment. We haven't shown what we've got. Well, all this nasty fog. Odie, look at this down south.
Man, I tell you, Laurel is getting impacted. A little bit of Hattiesburg. A lot of thick fog down there.
Can hardly see the football field at USM. Must have less that.
I wonder if they can see the volleyball court.
That's where I was going. We need a drum beat. It's going to be thick fog all the way down to Biloxi to the lighthouse.
Oh, me. I guess great minds think a lot.
Yes, they do. Bouvois somewhere down there in that fog as we see rain out to our west all around Jackson and due south there toward Macomb, even northward there if you're going up 61. Y'all keep that in mind. Up to Yazoo City. Some thunderstorm activity there on 55 as well. I know we got a huge audience that watches from the Jackson, Mississippi area, and we'd like to keep y'all informed as well. Out to our west, if you're traveling 20 on, you're trucking, Monroe, Louisiana is going to be your next big area of fog as you're entering that city. So use caution. Again, later tonight, look at this. This is what's coming.
It's going to get here.
Let's look at how the severe weather is going to happen. Roughly, it's going to be 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. At this point. Now, this can shift more, but as we look at this is where we're looking at. We're going to call this Pelahatchie. Right there is the line. It's going to be light shower activity. We're going to have a lot of wind over here in East Mississippi, but Pelahatchie is that line to where it gets a little bit worse and moves into a level 1. From Pelahatchie to Puckett down to McGee, those areas down to Summerall, Mississippi, Columbia, all the way down to Picayune to Pearl River, Louisiana, up north to Clarksdale. Now, this yellow, this is the level 2. And this will be on the outskirts of Vicksburg after you go through Edwards, right there on 20. Bovine. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
Bovinia? Bovine? One of those. We're close. Bovinia. We'll go with that. Newman's, Mississippi. That area there back into Louisiana is going to be the level 2. All the way over to Lufkin, Texas. Conroe, Texas. Been there many times. It's going to be a level 2, and tornadic activity can pop up at any time. Even in that level 1, there is a chance. There's
always a chance. You don't know until it happens, and that's what we hate about our weather. You do not get to see it coming most of the time.
Now, we're going to learn more about this either today or tomorrow. Sometimes it takes a little bit more time to get information when the U.S. Marshals are involved in an operation. And as we get information from Smith County Sheriff's Department and also people that I bumped into, I'm hearing that this really probably happened around 4 to 5 a.m. Usually the U.S. Marshals, when they show up, it's not during daylight hours. They come knocking early. Sometimes it's later, don't get me wrong, but I do think this happened probably yesterday morning around 4 to 5 a.m. Now, the name has not been officially released. We will wait until there's an official release before we put the name out there. Why? Well, there's a lot of reasons for that. Family members, victims that were involved in this that need to be notified of this first. This will come, and we will tell who it is. I had several people wanting to know why I didn't post a picture. Well, that's just not the right thing to do yet.
No.
As we go here, what am I talking about? A former Meridian Police Department officer takes his own life. As U.S. Marshals showed up yesterday morning, they had 16 charges that they were going to serve him with. And I am told by people that had spoken with him, he said, I will never go. And, well, he stood to his word. As they moved in, there was what I would call a brief standoff, a discussion, and then he took his own life.
Yeah, they did try to to talk with him, communicate with him, and have this end differently. But that just it.
And when
Sometimes it doesn't work.
Originally, when this happened, and it did happen in Lauderdale County, there was very little. Well, the Meridian Police Department wouldn't give us anything, and I'll just, because I did send an email the following morning wanting information on this. It was called into 911 when all of this began. A family member, I'll word it that way, called in, said that they thought sexual misconduct had happened. The Sheriff's Department arrived. The Meridian Police Department, top brass, arrived on scene. And I want to say at some point he resigned, I think is what happened.
There was
from
a
the
standoff
force.
at that point.
Sure was, and he threatened to do it there.
Yeah. But
And normally when that happens, someone is taken to jail and nothing. I don't think anybody went to jail that night. Usually, and that's just not to jail, but to a facility. Let me reword that. For help.
For help, because you have some issues that you need some help with.
And I want to say family members were told to go get a hotel room to stay away. And again, I did not officially ever get a statement on this from the police, although we asked for it. We did not get it at that time. There's a lot of things that we don't get that we ask for when it comes to these type situations. And he resigned. Again, had not been formally charged with anything until the marshal showed up. The Attorney General's office took charge of the case and led the brigade, and they found evidence on computers or whatnot to move forward with this.
Year and a half to 2 years. I don't think it's been quite 2 years.
Yeah, it's a little less.
Yeah, we just we hate this.
And it was not just a regular officer. It was a higher ranking officer involved in that. There was a lot of wording yesterday of somebody else's name. I don't know who put that out there yesterday, that it was a name, and that is not true. It was not the original person. Everybody was, and I don't know what news source or made up news source, whoever put that out. It was wrong. And the name will be released later. And this is just a heartbreaking thing for our community.
It is.
And while I pause, I'm thinking before I talk, because this is such a...
It's a hard subject to talk about.
It is.
And it's devastating. It's, you question because, we were friends.
You knew him.
I knew him. I worked with him, and now, now I'm sitting here and this is in the news.
Reevaluating.
And yeah, you go back and you go, do you really know someone? But it wasn't my place to judge.
Now again, as you look at this, it never made it to court. If someone takes their own life, you're only to believe that maybe there was something to this. They didn't want to go. They weren't going. But again, the Attorney General's office involved with that. 16 counts were put on paper. That's pretty strong. And we'll leave it at that until we find out more information on this, because I don't know the exact wording. I know some of it, but I don't know the exact wording of the charges. And as we get those, we will tell that. I think it's only right. And this just goes to show here, if something is going on at home, no matter who it is, it needs to be reported, because the children of this will be affected forever of what happened to them.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with this being a former Meridian police officer. I don't see anything wrong with that. But here's the thing. This should not be a black eye on Meridian Police Department. Every one of them, the men and women, they are our law enforcement officers. We've got some of the best police officers. This is not something that I'm going to go out on a limb and say they didn't know this was going on either. There's a bad apple everywhere, and we can't let one bad apple ruin the whole basket.
I see what you're saying.
So, yes, we hate that it was a Meridian police officer who was having to deal with this, but should not be a black eye on Meridian Police Department as a whole. Man.
As we get more information on this, and it will be. It may take a day or so to get the rest of the information on this with U.S. Marshals. They cover their tracks, and before they speak, they make sure that they've got all their information correct. And we will get more on this as it comes about there. So that's where we are on that. And again, we will release the name. There was a lot of people, why don't you say it? It's too early for that. You've got to take care of business, and then we'll get to that.
Respect for the family.
Yeah. And with every time we release a name, it comes from an official. I know there's a lot of comments that say, oh, you don't know. I get it from an official. It doesn't matter who it is. Every time there's a name mentioned, I have gotten that from an official. Period.
And they're okay to release it.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we'll leave it at that, and we'll move forward. We got more to talk about, more going on this morning as we begin your day with a somber moment. There's no other way to word that. We'll be right back. Scotty Ray Noti. Let's face it, accidents are going to happen. If a deer jumps out in front of your car, go see my friends and professionals at Chet's Paint and Body Shop in Center Hill. Chet can help you navigate through this confusing world of insurance by providing photo estimates to insurance companies and the right to choose the body shop of your choice. From a minor scratch to a major collision, Chet has you covered. Chet offers quality repairs by trained and certified technicians with a lifetime warranty on all repairs. That's Chet's Paint and Body Shop.
Looking for a deal you can't pass up? Right now, drive off in a quality used car for just $299 down and only $299 a month here at Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Meridian. That's right. Good, reliable cars packed with features at a price you'll love. $299 down, $299 a month. Look, I'm not kidding. This is a real offer that our customers have taken advantage of for years now. Come see us today, Johnson Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram, Meridian.
Philadelphia Gun and Pawn, located at 910 Posey Avenue, has tons of lawnmowers to choose from. A big selection of zero-turn lawnmowers, power washers, and even barbecue grills. Step inside the store and see their complete line of Liberty safes along with those Browning safes. A large selection of Louis Vuitton purses along with satin shirts and bead sets. And tons to choose from for the outdoorsman in your household. And always a great deal on any type of jewelry you're looking for. And a private lobby for pawns for your confidentiality. Philadelphia Gun and Pawn. Good morning, Scotty Ray Noti. What happens when you're denied a ride? Well, we got a lady that's a rapper. She's going to sue Lyft, which is kind of like a taxi
same as
service.
Uber.
Yeah.
You call them and
they told her she weighed too much and they wasn't hauling her nowhere. She's suing them. And you can't do stuff like that. That's a no-no. But we'll see where that goes.
Well,
also.
I mean, I hate it, but if they showed up in a smart car,
well, I can't fit in a smart car either.
Me and Greg did, and it was funny.
Oh, y'all look like the two clowns.
In a grape.
We were at lunch one day. You remember the guy had a smart car, and it's like trying to put a toothpick. Boy, they're little.
Yeah.
Another thing, if you do you remember the talk when Biden was in office that they were going to ban menthol cigarettes?
Yeah.
They come that close. Well, Trump said I ain't doing it, and that's off the table. And there's a lot of folks that are mad now because he didn't do it. If you remember, Biden was going to do it, and then he realized, there's a lot of people that like that. And if I ban that may cost me a vote. And that's
that wasn't the only thing that hurt him.
That's true. But that was one of the many factors that ran through their head of this could cost us a vote and why they never move forward with it.
I tell you, if you think menthols are bad, they're the worst of the cigarettes. Cigarettes are bad. If you're going to ban them, ban the whole thing. Oh, wait a minute. Woo, there's some money out there in them leaves.
And the next thing in those leaves is this vape stuff that's out there. Boy, that's really probably turning into something even bigger. And it's just as harmful probably as the other.
And I mean, there's people that end up in the hospital. Every one of us are different. What's going to happen to one is not going to happen to the other. You know, I mean, I can eat peanut butter like most people can drink water. But there's some people out there that have walked by an open jar of peanut butter and they can go into anaphylactic shock. So
Correct.
everybody is different, and everything affects people different. I don't know if you remember that or not, but so the vape's different on everybody, but it will get in your lungs. It's a vapor. It's a water. Water doesn't belong down there.
And admittedly, Odie has smoked. I have too in the past. I liked them. I'm not going to lie about it. When I first got into radio, the reason I smoked was it would wake you up. And I worked the midnight shift, and somebody that I worked with did it, and I picked up the habit. In the wee hours of 2 a.m., it'd wake you back up.
Boy,
and that's how I got hooked.
Marlboro Red, and then eventually
loved it. And eventually, I got up one night and I was out of breath, and I thought, "Whoo, I got to stop this!" And I went cold turkey. And yes, you can too. If you're out there going, "I can't stop," yes, you can. It's all mind. It's mind over matter. If I can, ask Debbie, bump into her. If I can do it, you can do it. It's kind of like the water boy. You can do it.
You can do it. Now look, I'm not for banning it. I'm not at all saying that. I just don't think you ought to come along and say, "Oh, well, we're going to ban this one cigarette."
It was somebody made a comment there. If you ban one thing, then you got to ban everything. And of course, they backed away from it with the new administration there.
I don't have a problem with you saying, "All right, you got to be 21."
Y'all remember what happened in the 20s the last time?
With that alcohol, yeah. I wonder how many smoking joints you'd have pop up. Hey, boy, you got a chimney in there? Because you got an awful lot of smoke coming out.
That's what happened when you do something like that. It makes it an illegal. People would get rich off of it.
I mean, I like to have a cigar every now and then. I don't inhale no cigar, but.
All right, Clinton.
No, I smoke mine.
As we move right along, let's go into what happened today in history. We hadn't got there yet. Let's go into today's January the 30th. Let's go back in time. I'm almost there, Odie. I'm very close.
So I kind of got you off your guard there on that one.
Yeah, I didn't need to know that. Because I have never, nor would I, ever. My mama would whoop me. 1835, the first time that it would ever happen to a president. It was tried today in 1835. An assassination on Andrew Jackson happened today. It was an attempt, and again, an attempt.
Nice.
This would all kind of start the Secret Service.
Get that going.
It would take Abraham Lincoln before it actually became.
Yeah.
And they figured out. Y'all have heard about her. It happened in 1836. She passed away.
See her work every day.
Sure did. Look at there. Betsy Ross. What was it that Maud said, and then she turned it over to Maud? What was that theme song? Do you remember that?
Oh.
Wasn't that in there?
I can't remember. I'm trying to
she turned
replay
it over. That's been so many years ago.
Yeah.
Only the old of old like us would even know that. 1930, this guy, boy, I like him. I respect him. His name is Gene Hackman. He's got a birthday today. Behind Enemy Lines, Lust in the Dust, and the words just go right on there. This was Enemy of the State. He played in that. And if you've never watched Enemy of the State, Gene Hackman is just an outstanding actor. Anything that he's ever done. Even back when he was Lex Luthor.
I mean, he's still a good actor.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, sure did. Ain't no
he's in his 90s now. 1930 is when he was born.
Wow. He's 95 years young.
You couldn't see it, but you could hear it today in 1930.
Oh, Silver.
It hit radio today.
Daddy had all those tapes. The Long Ranger and Only the Shadow Knows.
There you go.
Shadow. And there was a bunch more. And there's been times I've sat back and listened to the old radio network, and then it would come on every now and then. And Campbell's Soup is bringing you this. It's pretty neat.
It is. You remember back in the day when you couldn't see what a singer looked like? Sometimes it's just best to keep it that way.
Especially what song they got coming.
Yeah, because I remember the song Satin Sheets
to cover up with.
Satin Sheets. In long black Cadillacs. Ooh, anybody remember Janie Pruitt there? 1937, she was born. Let's go ahead and just move on. Not show that picture.
Well, that was
no, we didn't say anything ugly.
No.
We're just trying to protect the innocent.
Didn't have
to. Proof is in the pudding. Yeah. The Quick and the Dead, you're right.
Oh,
that was the name of that movie.
Oh, he was good, Deborah.
He was another Western that was called Lust in the Dust that had, I forget, Sharon, somebody that was a pistolero. But The Quick and the Dead, that was a pretty good show there. We go back to
old boy here.
What was his big song? It was Genesis was the group.
All right.
Against All Odds.
Amy just got mad because I can't come up with this one song because we both love it. He has a huge drum solo.
Well, Phil Collins is who we're talking about.
Yeah.
And Against All Odds is the only song that I know by them. Seem like
Golly, what is it, honey?
Are you coming back from? Okay, that's I heard it at prom, I think. Rubbed off on me there for a split second. 1956. Old boy with fake hair. Later in life, he had a wig. It fell off a couple times. He'd be singing this song also. But Elvis took it and made it his, really. Don't you step on my blue suede shoes. It was 1956 that he recorded that. Carl Perkins is who I was referring to that also recorded rockabilly style of that.
In the Air Tonight. That
I
was
can
it.
Feel it coming in the air. Yeah,
Yep.
I've heard that.
Man, Cindy and Sandy both had that. Oh, Michelle came in there. Golly, Shelby had it.
Steve?
Everybody had it. Oh, that was good.
We must be the we must be the only two that didn't know that.
I know music, but I don't know who sings it. I can't name who sings it, and I can't name the name of the song.
For it to be rock, it has to be a really big song for me to know. I could do that, name that tune on 80s, 90s, and probably 2000s country easy.
Yeah.
But that other stuff, hey,
Even-
boo-boo.
Old Turnbow come in there with the answer. Look
was
at here.
1961, the Yogi.
Hey, boo-boo.
And what was the Ranger's name? Ranger, I've gone blank.
Ranger, wasn't Ranger.
How did I go blank on
Golly.
that? But Yogi Bear, that was a big one there.
Yeah.
And the Eric Chris Stapleton does I didn't know he did a version of that.
Me neither.
Well, I learned something on that there too. All right, let's see what else happened today. This would be the last time they would gather together. It was 1969 up on a rooftop. Last time you would see the Beatles do their last live performance.
Excuse, that coffee went down the wrong.
It did.
It,
Those green britches may have got me too.
you trying to find you a pair? That looked like Scruggs. Was he a doctor on the side?
May have been there. Birthdays are coming in there. The Bee Gees, and I remember this more so from the movie Airplane where they were Ranger Smith. You're right. Ranger Smith. Now it's all coming back. Thank you, Mark. Appreciate that.
Oh, man.
But I remember
like
this from
guy.
Airplane where she goes, I know jive.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody was jive talking. Y'all remember that by the Bee Gees? Mm-hmm. None of those guys are alive now, are they?
I don't think so.
Y'all correct me if I'm wrong on that.
I don't think they are.
But it's been a long time since Saturday Night Fever came out, which made them a household name, the Bee Gees. Christian Bale, do y'all remember him?
Absolutely the best Batman.
So you think he was it?
I do.
Has he been in anything else? The Machinist? I didn't see that.
Yep, American Psycho.
I didn't watch that either. It sounded like a scary movie.
It was.
We don't do scary things.
But I do think he was the best.
Okay,
Best
we'll
Batman.
go with that.
And then the one, Michael Keaton, I'd say number 2.
That was not a bad one.
Diane said Barry Gibb is still alive. Okay. We're getting many of them saying that. Yeah.
I don't know. Barry Manilow, and I know he wasn't part of the group there, but I think he's still floating around somewhere. Mm-hmm. He wrote many a TV commercial before he became a household name. Anybody remember Nancy Drew? She had some friends.
Well, and I read their books.
The Hardy Boys. These were the two pretty boys from the late 70s.
Yep.
Parker Stevenson and Sean Cassidy, if I remember right.
Cassidy is the one. Yep.
This one right here.
Yep.
And he would have, he was also a singer. It was another Saturday night.
Because he had
SATUR. Wasn't that it?
I think it might be him. You know, he had a fan club. You know who the president of his fan club was?
Your sister?
No, Jan.
Jan
Brady.
Oh, okay.
From the Brady Bunch.
There you are. You sure? That's who it was?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I thought it was somebody else that I didn't recognize.
I thought it was him.
Ooh, 1982. There he goes.
Oh, man.
Lightning Hopkins passed away. One of the great blues players there. We had a bunch of them from the great state of Mississippi there. Let's see. It was 1982, and I had to stop the other day, Odie. I was doing something here, and you know how your Facebook refreshes? There they went. Planch and John passed on the screen. I had to stop what I was doing to watch them chase down the bad guy on the motorcycle as they made TV Guide.
Oh, man, boy, I love some chips.
That was a good show in its time there.
It really was.
And they had no trouble talking in the wind on the motorcycles, did they?
No, and it was open face.
Anybody ever watch Wagon Train, the Virginian?
Yep.
You know, he was a part of all of that. John McClintock, 1991 is when he passed away on this day. He was 83, died of emphysema. But in all them old westerns there that happened.
To the correction department. Angie says, you was wrong. It was Marsha with Davy Jones. So it was
she even went to the recording studio to watch him.
I think so.
Yeah.
So I was wrong and have been corrected. Marsha with the Davy Jones. Okay.
Odie was profiling. He's trying to say they all looked alike because they were hippies. All of them had long hair.
Well, of course. Oh,
Brady Bunch.
man.
Let's go to 1999. Anybody remember this girl? I've met her many a time. Jody Messina. Stand Beside Me went #1 today. That'll make you feel old. That was 26 years ago, y'all.
Golly.
Oh, I hate to hear words like that.
Man.
Do y'all remember, and some girls recut this in their car to where they done the boogie woogie
Sunshine Boy.
Yeah. I don't remember the rest of the words. Patty Andrews, the Andrews sisters, was the 3 girls that done that. She would pass away in 2013 on this. They done a lot there, and they were very, very popular. They were almost what you'd call pinup girls from the time.
Yeah.
They are very popular there.
They also sang Rum and Coke. As in Coca-Cola
There you go.
Bottling Company, a good refreshing way to start your day, especially with this heat coming up. Nothing better than an ice cold Coca-Cola from Meridian Coca-Cola Bottling Company.
Tell them how it really is there.
Man, that's some good stuff.
Davy Jones was of the Monkees.
No, Angie, I need that sometimes, but you didn't. I made it.
No.
I just read into it. No, you corrected, man. I was wrong.
Oh, always correct me.
Yeah, I love it. I'm used to it at home.
I ain't going to say a word.
I get corrected all the time.
One of those things there. We'll be right back as we travel along this morning. So much to talk about. We'll tell you about the rest next.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
At Pettit Jewelers in Philadelphia, Mississippi, trust Nicole with your priceless heirloom jewelry. With generations of refined expertise, she ensures your cherished pieces are meticulously cared for. Pettit Jewelers, Philadelphia.
The selection is always changing at Massey Supermart Auto Sales with low-mileage cars and trucks. How about a Z71 2500 HD? Or maybe you're looking for the Ford F-150 with lots of leg room in it. Plenty of SUVs like the Explorer for the family. Or if you're looking for a gas saver to go back and forth to work, come by and see the mini cars like this Nissan.
The low-profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
And welcome. We're checking out the stock market there, what we needed to do. Because I don't know anything about it.
I don't need and a yellow top Coke. I don't know. We got a red top.
That must be something new that's out
It could be something new. I'm not sure, Pam. We'll have to check into that.
Call Coca-Cola. And we got someone that is missing. We had family members contact us last night. This is Kemper County is what we're looking for. Sam Davis is his name. He was last seen. Let me show you the car. Let me click on this. It's an Audi. It has Kemper County plates on it. I don't have the exact tag number. And this is Sam. He drove off yesterday afternoon somewhere around 3:30. No wallet, no phone, no nothing. And they haven't heard from him, and the family is concerned. If you happen to see a car like that out of gas on the side of the road, he wouldn't have any way to buy gas. Please contact either us or a
law
police
enforcement, 911.
Yeah. Family is worried. As soon as we get more information on that, we will pass that along. Shad White was busy yesterday.
He gets busier every day.
He's made another arrest there, and this would be Quitman County there. The special agents went into that, and this was about housing, rental property.
Yeah.
And how you submit paperwork. Fraudulent paperwork was submitted, nearly $100,000, if I remember right, on this, somewhere in that neighborhood there. 16,000. I made a mistake on that. 16,000.
Okay.
Correct myself on that, but adds up to a lot. So Shad White came to visit. Can't be doing that. Also, night before last, in the wee hours, it was almost midnight, making it Wednesday morning. It was at 11:57.
Oh, wait a minute. We're getting words that he has been found.
Okay.
So hopefully that is is correct. And
yes, we got several of those.
Yeah, we're getting some of them, and he's, whoo, Lord can do it with some prayers now.
Okay, we had not gotten an inbox message on that, but thank y'all.
Yeah,
we will
good
pass
deal.
that along there. And as always, when we get for information, thank y'all. Let us know if you know before we do that someone's been found. As we were saying there, it was a shooting the other night, right before the stroke of midnight at 11:57. It was Tuesday night going into Wednesday morning. Gunfire would break out on Knox Road. It's still being investigated, but a house was struck, Odie, with gunfire. No one was injured, but the house was hit. And again, the circumstances are not known why or who, if it was a drive-by or if it was somebody at the house that did it.
You know, the potential of someone getting hit is extremely high, and I just I go back to where if you're caught doing a drive-by shooting, I think you ought to get attempted for every single person that was in that vicinity.
Yeah, that's it, because it's true.
Because it could have gone anywhere through there. Oh, man, it's terrible.
Well, I'll have to say this: the people who do these bad things do keep the roofers in our area busy.
Well, that's true.
Y'all, I say that kind of like half joking, but y'all would not believe the roof leaks that are in Meridian from gunfire. Remember, what goes up
will come down,
and roofs catch it.
And luckily, we hadn't had someone catch it.
That's correct. Hey, we got a missing pup. This is Cooper. Cooper is missing from the Meehan Chunky area. Kind of a chocolate lab there. If you happen to see Cooper floating around, he's wanting a piece of chicken. Give him a piece of chicken and let us know. We'll get the owners back in touch with them so they can come do it. Had a lot of training there yesterday over Newton County there. Big thank you to that as Mitch Thomas and all those conducted this. Chris Posey, Assistant DA. A little training there went on with the Newton County Sheriff's Department. Glad they done that. Training is always important, Odie, with everything that we do.
We're getting something. The yellow top signifies that the Coke is kosher for Passover. So I'll reach out to my Coca-Cola buddy and say, hey.
What was that back? Was it during the 80s that you had to collect the bottle caps that have letters under? Wasn't that something one time?
Yeah. And then if you spelt something out, you won something.
And then some of them were instant winners of a free Coke.
Drink.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. I remember what got me so mad is I was working. Took so much cash with me every week, and you didn't have debit cards and all that. And my money's at home or in the bank. Didn't have a way to get to it, and I was thirsty. I had like $1 is all I had. And Coke had this free gimme thing for canned Cokes. And you couldn't tell or nothing, but if you ever opened up and popped a top on a can, a little note would pop up out of the top of it. And that meant you got a free Coke.
Right.
Well, you couldn't exchange it there at the store. And all I wanted was a Coke because I was thirsty. Been working all day, and I didn't have no more money with me.
It's easy to walk off, leave your wallet.
So then you had to go to Meridian Coca-Cola to swap it out, which I went and claimed my free drink. But, boy, I was thirsty.
Boy, watch out for these fellas. They're sometimes around. This was on Lakeland Drive yesterday out by the soccer field, nursing home area there. They just wanted to walk in the road. They were out for a stroll.
Just to exercise.
They were herded back up. But those little things happen from time to time in our community they get right in the middle of the road there.
And they'll hurt a car.
Yeah. Guess where Elon's staying at the White House?
Where they at?
At the Lincoln bedroom.
Hey.
Get out of here.
Hey. Is he making that a Doge office?
I think he's just going to sleep there for a few nights a week. For the time being. Yeah, so those are some of the headlines there. There was something else I was going to bring up. Oh, what was it? I We'll get to that in just a second. Again, we got birthdays right around the corner. We're going to get those on. We'd love to hear from you.
Yeah.
Get those to us.
We welcome you to a new vehicle buying experience here at Knox Toyota. Buying a new vehicle doesn't have to be stressful, but don't just take our word for it.
This was the best experience I've ever had buying a vehicle.
Doc's employees are top-notch.
I drove 2 hours, not once, but twice, to purchase 2 vehicles with a 5-month time frame.
Doc's delivers competitive pricing, a comprehensive selection, and flexible financing options, helping you get on the road from Carthage, Meridian, and beyond. There's a reason why there's no deal like a Doc's deal.
If every time the wind blows you get a little leery about a tree over your house, talk to my friends at Reed Tree Service. There's no reason to be worried about a tree crashing through your house. Mike Reed has years of experience dealing with trees. It can be as simple as having a limb removed or a tree that is just huge too close to your shop or house. It's not going to cost you anything to have Mike come out and give you an estimate. They're licensed and insured, taking care of East Mississippi and West Alabama. Reed Tree Service. Have tree, will travel. As the seasons change, so do your clothes, and Garrett Sports Center on 8th Street has exactly what you need. Haybo shirts, long and short sleeve, also Hulk shirts, and America's favorite brand, Carhartt, whether you need work pants or slacks for church. And nothing lasts like a pair of Carhartt overalls. Maybe it's a set of boots that you need. From bogs to lacrosse, they have the boot for you. And as hunting season rolls in, they have all the camouflage you need and toboggans to boot. Garrett Sports Center, 3505 8th Street, Meridian.
So, Odie, am I reading this right as we look at comments that at one point in time, actual money was inside these bottle caps?
And I don't remember if they put money in it. All I got was, it was either $1 or a free drink or something like that, but it was a piece of paper. And you couldn't drink the liquid that was in there. They just did that for the weight, so you couldn't shake it and tell.
Oh,
but,
I got you. Do you remember back, was it McDonald's that used to do the Monopoly? And you save all your pieces there? It was kind of interesting. I hadn't seen anybody do that gimmick in a while.
Well, you know, the company that made those tags, he made some boardwalk, and he would give that off to some friends, and they would go collect the $1 million and give him some money on the side. And they busted him. And I can't remember if he made an extra boardwalk or something like that, because, you know, they make all those different places and they only made like 1 or 2 boardwalks.
Oh, yeah.
And even McDonald's didn't know where they were. They put them on the fry container or the drink container, whatever it was, and then it went into distribution. But there you go. Netflix is it's got a little documentary on that.
But board game, all of that was a great marketing tool.
Dude, where's my plane?
I don't know that one.
You remember when Pepsi came up with Pepsi Bucks? I think it was Pepsi.
That didn't stick out there.
But anyway, you can redeem it kind of like Marlboro Miles, and you buy stuff. Well, this guy figured out he can buy so many of these 12 packs to get so many points. He actually won the Harrier jet.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know anything you're talking about.
Well, they told him, you're not getting a Harrier jet.
I do remember, dude, you're getting a Dale. I remember that little guy.
I do, too. Yeah.
Hey, we have to say congratulations to this young lady. And I can't even be in the same room with her, they said. She is the 2025 Lauderdale County Spelling Bee winner.
I think you need to spend more time in the room with her.
Reese Ann Gressett. She's an 8th grader at, let's see here, Anchor Christian Academy. Congratulations to her. That is a really, really big deal.
It is. It is.
Me and Greg can't enter that whatsoever. We tried. They said, y'all just stay at the door and just help people in.
Y'all just help the crowd control.
But it is, I am really proud of people that do well with that. Mm-hmm. So congratulations on that. Can't thank them enough there. Let's see what else is happening across here. A bill that was proposed in Mississippi to make domestic assault a conviction felony went away. It's not going to go any further. That was shot up the totem pole and didn't make it there, Odie. Let's see.
That would have gone through. Of course, that was the title of it. There could be some strange stuff inside that we didn't know about.
Yeah, let's see here. Other things that are going on. And this hadn't made it to the Senate yet. I'm not one of these that believes in this. The House has passed a bill requiring hunters to report any deer killed. I think that's your business.
Now, is that only during deer season, or is that?
I'm assuming they're able to. But I don't know. I don't think it's anyone's business what you kill. I think that's your business, and I know that there's state laws that says you can kill 3, but again, that's just my 2 cents on that. I think that's government just getting a little bit too far into what's your business.
Yeah, hey, we want to count, and we would love for you to take part, and if you would, please tell us.
Right. But not mandatory. That gets under my skin.
Yeah.
That's just me talking, though. We need to do birthdays. Who do we got having a birthday today?
We do have some birthdays coming in, and I've got to make a apology because I didn't check my message and I missed it. But Josie Woods turned 18 yesterday, so a very happy late birthday that I messed up. Paw didn't mess it up. I messed that up for you. So Kelly Turner, my daughter-in-law, is having a birthday today. Steve Baggett's got a birthday. Jimmy Stockton, Art Matthews, Robin Compton, Ann Trapp, Jordan Griffin, Cameron Branning's 20 years today, and Milton and Pat Jordan celebrating 15 years together. Billy Appleby has got a birthday today.
Well, there you go.
We went to school together, played baseball together.
1910? When was it?
It's been a while back, I can tell you.
A little bit of that. A former United States Postal Service worker has been arrested, and the sorting clerk, well, she took about $100,000 worth of sports memorabilia as it passed through. Can't do that.
No.
People like Shad White will find out about it and come to visit. Not the same agency, but I'm just using that as an example there. There you go. Have we got a Bible verse to end the show today?
I just pulled him up. And
what do you
see, the Lord's going to take us to Proverbs 1, verse 7. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. Well, there's one thing we always want to look for, and that is instructions on how to do something. And we've got one. It's called the Bible that tells us how we should live day to day. And by putting God first and knowing that Jesus Christ is the one and true only way to our Lord and Savior, He'll be our guiding light. Y'all put Him in your heart. Start your day with Him, end your day with Him, and talk to Him often. Our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ can change your life forever. Woo! Y'all have a wonderful day. We had a few more come up here. Dina Coleman's got a birthday. I thought I saw another one. Tomorrow, and I was going to write it down, but it got away from us. Put that in tomorrow. I've already got one on the list there, M.E. We don't want to give that out yet till tomorrow, but y'all have a wonderful day. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.